Hey YouTube, Mech here, and I have a very special guest that is going to help me with my video today. It is my lovely black kitty cat. Say hi. She loves watching this tank. So this is 48 hours after the second dose. I just kicked the lights back on. It is nighttime where I'm at, and I've just got off work, so it is easy for me to do this now. Of course, all the corals are still doing their thing. My cat is being funny. Still no major changes. Nothing that's really standing out anyway. Still looks very brown. I am very much resisting the urge to reach in there and start. Oop. She just knocked the empty glass over. We're all good. She decided to jump down. And I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, I have resisted the urge to reach in and start yanking this stuff out and start clearing off some of this rock. It is very difficult for me to just dive in and start ripping this stuff out. I want this product, this Vibrant, to hopefully do everything that the manufacturers say it can do before I start tearing this thing down. I really am not looking forward to tearing this down at all. Just to let you know, I do have a little hermit crab. As you see, he's just fine. So the product is not harming any of the invertebrates. It's not harming any of the fish or corals. So that's always a bonus by itself. This Bryopsis is just a mess. It's ridiculous. So if you have not watched the first video and you're wondering why my tank looks like the way it looks, go back and watch the first video. I will kind of go over it a little bit again here. So what started off as a small strand, and I did not know what it was. My inexperience did me no justice, and I yanked it out, and apparently I released some of the spores that reside within this stuff, and it got worse. It slowly. It wasn't. This didn't happen overnight. And our help is back. I contacted some people, took pictures, sent people emails, people that are supposed to be knowledgeable in this. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to, name businesses or anything like that. That's not relevant at this point. I was told it was hair algae. I was told it was Bryopsis. I was told it was this, that, the other. I've given it so much different possibilities of what it could possibly be, and so I was fighting it from multiple angles. I tried yanking it out, did water changes, tested the water, tried Kentech M for Bryopsis, and I dumped I think 3 bottles of the stuff in here, and it did nothing, absolutely nothing. So I thought, well, maybe it's not Bryopsis because it's not getting rid of it. So I threw critters at it. I had a small yellow tang in here. I had added a whole bunch of snails, hermit crabs, emerald crabs. I even put a sea hare in here. Nothing worked. Nothing would touch this stuff. So I thought, well, maybe it's Bryopsis again. Tried some other ways to fight it, and it's grown out of control to this point. So it is part my fault. I will admit that. It is part of my inexperience. I've only had this tank operational for about I want to say 5 years, and I've tried things that were told to me would work and didn't. I tried different corals in here that I was told would work and flourish. They did not survive. In fact, that anemone right there, I've had him going on 2 years now. All the other anemones I've ever tried would not survive 6 months in this tank, and I could not figure out for the life of me why. And saw this one at a local fish store. Thought, man, that's a pretty neat anemone. And the person selling it to me was like, well, they're not easy to work with. And I'm like, okay. Tried it. He's the longest living anemone I've had in this tank. It's absolutely gorgeous. I still love this anemone. And it survived 2 years. It roamed around briefly. I put him in that spot. He roamed around briefly, went back to that spot, and he's not moved since. These hammer corals were tiny when I got them. In fact, that one I got for free. I'm sorry, this one I got for $20. This one I got for free. That galaxy coral was so tiny. It was smaller than the end of a pen. The place I got it from gave it to me for free, and that thing's just huge. In fact, a piece broke off a while ago, and it's sitting right down there. I've kind of left it there. Again, my help has returned. I've slowly upgraded. I tried different lights. I'm up to these LEDs by current. This seems to be the only light system that I've tried so far that is working as far as growth on the corals. So, I've done many things to this tank. I've learned a lot. I've learned what's worked. I've learned what has not worked with this tank. I know every tank is different, but some of the advice that had been given, especially with this algae problem, has been terrible. So I pretty much stopped taking advice from not only local fish stores but online stuff. So-called experts. Again, I'm not going to name names. That is pointless and fruitless and defeats the purpose. Because again, what works in the tanks they own and operate versus my tank is completely different. There should be some tried and true techniques, but so far I have not found one that's seems to work from someone else's tank to mine. And it is what it is. We're trying this Vibrant from Underwater Creations. So far they've been very supportive. In fact, they've watched the video. They said they love the videos. Thank you very much for that. I hope that your product defeats this enemy of mine. Now, if you want to continue following this, third dose will go in tomorrow about this time. I will do a video and upload that as well. And we will keep trudging along on this. Hopefully it doesn't come down to me finding homes for all my critters and tearing this tank down. If that happens, I am actually seriously considering upgrading to a 90-gallon tank, just because I don't like that this doesn't have a whole lot of room. I only have 12 inches of space from the back to the front, and that just kind of limits. Yeah, I just feel like I'm limited with that. So anyway, I will bid everyone a good evening, good night, wherever you may be. My helper says good night as well. Say good night. She's too busy with the fish. There's the long-nosed hawkfish is right up front. All right. Thanks again for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you want to follow and see where this takes me. We'll go from the next dose on. Have a good night, guys.